Okay, so here are a few of the things that we still have to do before we can take MNC Creative to Calgary. Now, these are very foundational things, very important things. Any experienced business owner that's watching this most likely is expecting to see a list that goes down, and then we have to flip through, and then we flip through again of full pages. This is all I have right now. I've already done a whole bunch of other work besides this, but right now here are the few things that we do still need to do. And we'll see if there's anything I haven't checked off yet. So, create a free lead magnet. I'm very close to checking that off, and it's about to be great. Create a look at profit and loss forecast. I have not looked at that. Something I definitely have to do, especially if we are talking about the survival state of 6 to 8 months. That is very important. These are ideally stuff that I want to have done by, what day are we at right now? Today's the 9th. We're leaving on January 7th. So it being December 9th, we still have, let's take a look here. If I go through my watch, we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 weeks until we leave. So ideally, by the end of Christmas break, I want to be done that, because I want to spend the rest of my time enjoying our family and making sure that we suck up as much time as we have here with people around us before we go to Calgary, where we will be relatively lonely for a little bit, but we'll be working, so I'm sure we'll be talking to lots of people. So also see where you are and move forward onto your next steps on the $100 million scaling roadmap. We have already done that. We haven't written down and itemized exactly what we need to do to get past and into the next stage of the $100 million scaling roadmap. If you don't know what that is, on acquisition.com, you can take a look at and see exactly where you are at from $0 all the way to $100 million, and that's very important. So that's one thing that we need to write down and see exactly where we're at. Identify our qualified customer. What exactly does a qualified customer look like? I actually am already working on that, and it's something where I'm having a tough time because we still haven't talked to as many customers, and we don't know enough for us to solidify this is our qualified customer. Perhaps something that I do still need to learn is that you can change things over time. Just once you have it and you have it right, don't change things just because you're bored. So that's something that I need to make sure I get done. But I already have some things written down here about our target market and our target customer and our message to our target market. Anyway, moving on, outline our onboarding process. This is for the customers. And honestly, it's going to be very simple. I have a Google form created where they can send in their logins and any questions they have. And it's essentially for the client, we want them to have a quick look at our services, know exactly what they are, the sale, whatever it is, look through what they are, and then say, okay, here's my options. Here's all I have to do. Do I want to do these things? Okay, yes. Boom. Now all they have to do are these tiny little things like send our login informations, let us know if they have any questions, and make sure they sign everything. And be sure to GTFO, get the F out, because we are going to just say, okay, go back to running your business. We are now going to provide an instant solution, which is going to completely recreate your entire social media platform, your social media profile, and all of your different profiles on TikTok, Instagram, your LinkedIn if you want us to, Facebook, all of that. So we want to make it extremely seamless and instant. And that's part of the onboarding process, which we need to display and make it really easy, make sure that it's going to fit for our customers that we want to serve. Anyway, moving on. Go through problems and solutions one by one and add details. So this is on our offer, our Grand Slam offer, and look at all the problems that we're solving for the customer and all of our solutions. And I want to go back in and make little tweaks and details on every single line by line item and just make sure that everything is as perfect as we can make it, and that we leave it open so that way we can make changes if we want to later on once we've talked to more prospects. Study Gary Vee. There's a lot of good Gary Vee content out there. A lot of what I used to watch of Gary Vee's, if you don't know Gary Vee, Gary Vaynerchuk, I should say his name properly. He does so much great content. I used to watch all of his hustle and success type of videos, but I really would like to look into specifically the digital marketing aspect. So I want to study him. Keep our email out of clients' junk mail. This is a big one that we really want to have done before we go to Calgary. I don't want to send out 100 emails a day and have, 13 of them even just reach their inbox, let alone open them, let alone respond, let alone make the sale. So I want to make sure we get out of their inbox and make it worth it too. That's a big thing. Make it worth that you were in their inbox. What else do we have? Have a total of 6. By the way, I haven't read these in like a week. I'm just picked the one thing I want to do and I'm cramming on that. Like right here, I will show you. Lead magnet. It's got like 4 messy stars. I want to finish this part, then this, and then this, and this, and then this. Right now, I'm just finished step 2, so now I can add the links and do a bunch of other stuff. I picked this one line item that I want to do, and I just smash it and make sure it's perfect as I can make it. So as perfect as I can make it perfect. And then I move on to the next thing. So I haven't read this in a little bit. I like to get out of that planning phase and just get into doing. What else do we have here? Yeah, so have a total of 6 lead magnets and rotate them. Yes. So for what I have for the lead magnet, just to keep it extremely brief, it is a type form that they fill out, and it has these questions which essentially lead to me having information as to what they want to get out of social media, what they want changed, what they're already doing. And I say, okay, great. I'm going to email you your personalized content plan essentially for their next steps. And while you're waiting for that, click on this, and it shows 10 social media secrets that nobody uses. And I mean this, literally hardly anybody uses this, and they're quick, they're easy. It doesn't infuriate me, but it makes my mind blown that nobody uses these things. So leave a comment if you want that sent to you. But they have these 10 tips, and it's these beautiful laid out PDFs, and they have the title, the explanation, the effect it has, and some examples of what it looks like. And that has a link to a YouTube video that we created on how to actually do it. So that's part of our lead magnet that flows into our form, which we will then send out a personalized content plan for them, or their next steps of what they should do. And that's how we essentially get our lead, and that's how we treat a lead. And then all the aftercare of that's something which we do still need to put into place. But like right now, our issue is that like nobody knows who we are. Nobody knows who we are. Nobody knows what we have or what we do. We need to make sure that we get our name out there in a way which means we're making contacts. That's a big deal. So the rule of 100, like I've talked about before, making either 100 warm reach outs or cold reach outs, or posting 100 minutes of content a day, and or spending $100 on ads. And if you're starting out like us, we would spend more like $10 a day until we reach the $100 mark, and then we rinse and repeat. So out of those, I need to have 6 lead magnets. So I take what I have and I formulate it into different ways. So I take that and I make a strictly video format of the lead magnet itself, or I do a blog post, or I send something out in the mail. Like have different forms so that we have the most amount of chances. If you send, let's say you have 5 options for people to view, see, get your lead magnet and respond to it, and 2 people respond to each, right? And you send 100 of this, 100 of that, 200 of that, 100 of this, 300 of this, and 5 people respond, 10 people respond, 2 people respond, 1 person respond. Instead of just having that one little bucket where you get 1 person to respond, now we have 10 responses, and we have a higher chance at, if we have a solid conversion rate, converting all our leads to customers. So that's what we want to do. Next we have, have a total of 6 lead magnets and rotate them. Set up Google reviews. We don't have this. We have we have reviews and testimonials that clients have sent to us, and they're all free clients except for 2. And we will essentially take that and we literally copy and paste that to our website. I don't like changing reviews. I think it's wrong. I don't even know if it's illegal. That's another thing I need to learn. The legalities of some of the things that we post to make sure that everything is up to snuff, because I want to be perfect as possible with this and just essentially provide as much peace of mind to the company as we can have. Okay, so moving on from set up Google reviews, we have create a spreadsheet for our logins and client logins. Yes, this is something I was actually working on the day before yesterday, over the weekend on Sunday, and I wish it was this simple. Some people use Google Sheets for passwords, and I thought that would be a great idea. However, I looked into it, and it's extremely not secure, which makes sense because somebody gets in your Google account, all they need is 1 login to get into your whole Google account, and then all of your Google Workspace stuff is going to be completely up to them to use. So I don't want other people's stuff being, you know, I want to say like hacked or, you know, logged into without their permission. I think that's wrong, and it would suck a lot for them and for me. So I'm looking into password managers to use, and I don't know which way we want to go yet, but that is one other thing that I'm working on right now throughout this change. So what else do we have? Last one, create a Google Doc listing every action I want to take for the first month of the business. That's very true. And this is something I've wanted to do very, very recently, but I really want to finish this lead magnet because it's so important. So I want to literally, for at least the first month of the business, like I wrote down, have a complete list of what to do every single day. I do not want to be in the position where I'm like, oh, wow, look at me. I'm in Calgary now. This is great. And all I really, because I'm going to be heightened with emotions and feelings, I already know that. It's just going to happen. I've moved away before, and doing it again, I already know what it's going to be like in that sense. It's going to be a lot different, but still, I'm prepared for that. So what I want is to have a list of things where after the first day or two I'm there, I already know after the first day I'm going to be like, okay, I got to get going. But I want to have structured every single day what I need to do in real things that need to be done, not filler work, things that I know have to happen in order for me to get to the next step, to the next step, and the next step, and the next step, to maybe have a sliver of being able to survive the next 6 to 8 months, okay? I think we can do it. I think if I work as hard as I possibly can, and Catherine as well, that we can really make this a sustainable company, and we can make it, you know, have some stability, which sounds crazy, but I believe it can happen. And I just don't want to be in the position where 3, 4, 5 months down the line, we're extremely low in cash. We're down to our last, you know, few $1,000 and we're completely screwed. I really don't want to do that. I don't think we're going to have to do that, but I want to make sure that I take every single step that's actionable that I can to make sure that I see this dream through. So that's a quick video. Hopefully by the end of the end of next week, because some of this is a lot smaller than others. I'm hopefully by the end of next week, I will have everything done, and I have a little bit more of a systemized plan, and we'll be, you know, rocked and ready to go. So thank you very much for watching. I know this has been a long video, but I make these for me to look back on in the future, and, you know, see the mistakes I'm already making or things that I already had great from the get-go, hopefully, and to help other people that may be in a somewhat similar situation as me or are starting a social media agency business. You know, whatever I can do to help, please let me know, and I would love your help as well. So thank you very much. Everything is always appreciated from you to me, so thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Take care. Okay, I'm currently editing this video really quickly because the camera died and I had to stitch the two clips together in the middle. I'm sure you caught that. But I forgot to mention, we got shirts in. Woohoo! Big win. Anyway, I can't believe I forgot to mention that in the video, but these are awesome, and I'm super happy to have them. I will be wearing them quite literally almost every single day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.